What is up, my friends? Welcome back to WeebChatRadio, episode 2. I'm your host, Patrick Whitehead, with
Brian. He does the most, McNair. What's going on, people?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I am fresh off of an episode of anime, and as usual, it has served to put me in the mood to discuss. So I'm here. So here we are.
Right. All right. Well, we did it, buddy. We got past episode 1. We're now in episode 2. So, what is up, my friends? Welcome back to WeebChatRadio, episode 2. I'm your host, Patrick Whitehead, with
Brian. He does the most, McNair. What's going on, people?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I am fresh off of an episode of anime, and as usual, it has served to put me in the mood to discuss. So I'm here. So here we are.
Right. All right. Well, we did it, buddy. We got past episode 1. We're now in episode 2. So,
just huge shout out and thank you to those who have tuned in to episode 1. Whether you listen for 30 seconds or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the entire podcast, it's a huge honor. You could have been doing anything else, but you chose to listen to the sultry voices of myself and Patrick here. So we truly appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you again. Like Brian said, thank you to everyone who's listened to the show. Like I said last week, this show is kind of a labor of love. It's kind of a hobby that we wanted to do, and we got our feet wet. Now to episode 2. Now to dive in completely. Submerge yourself. Speaking of shout outs, so want to give a special shout out to a couple people. So before I do that, let's get to the logistics of the show. So WeebChatRadio, one-stop shop for everything anime related, manga related, waifu related. We'll cover it. How to get in touch with the show? You can hit us up on Instagram at WeebChatRadio, Twitter at ChatWeeb at WeebChatRadio, Facebook, WeebChatRadio on Facebook as well. We have a Snapchat as well, WeebChatRadio. Also, speaking of Twitter, special shout out to 2 individuals, Paula Mendez and Natsu Dragneel of Fairy Tale. Hey guys, thank you for following us on our Twitter. I hope you listen to this week's episode where we ask a very important question: how do you like your anime, subbed or dubbed?
Debate.
The old debate show. We knew it was coming. So, if you want to hit us up, you can hit us up on social media. Paula, actually, I asked this last week too about doing a Patreon page and Discord, and she literally said, "Heck yeah, do one!" And good news, I'm in the works of doing one on Discord, WeebChatRadio. It's not completely set up, so if you see it, it's not ready to roll. So I'll let you know I'll let you guys know when it's all locked and loaded.
Please look forward to it.
Yeah, the goal of the Discord page is what I want to do is, hey, that's where you go answer the show questions. More in depth. I'll post a waifu of the week. Ben always wanted to do one of those, so do a waifu of the week post. And hey, you guys will be welcome to post yours, so feel free when the time comes. And yeah, so let's get to it with another episode of WeebChatRadio. So week 2 of the summer anime season has hit. So Fire Force jumped in with episode 2. Dr. Stone did as well. Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Season 2 premiere. Heck yeah, Hestia is Bestia. She came back, boy. She came back. Magical Senpai jumped back in. Oh, I almost forgot. Fans of Is It Wrong? Wrong show. Whoops, my bad.
We're thinking about all the things anime.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I was so enamored with Hestia and the Sword Princess and from that show. Like, yeah, cool. Certain Scientific Accelerator, which is the second spinoff of a certain magical index started, which takes place after season 1. So it's good to see the bad guy Accelerator get some time to shine. You guys totally check that out. And That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime released a ODA on Monday. And when ODAs are just basically like OVAs, it's a fan service episode, people. It's bikinis. So check that out as well on Crunchyroll, and that'll tie us over until 2020 or until Ramaru returns. All right, so we get a quick rundown of the slate that went down this week. Going back to Brian and my favorite anime so far, just from 2 episodes, Fire Force. Fire Force jumped in, quote unquote, blazing last week. But this week, episode 2 was a little bit of a slower pace episode. We got introduction to a new character, Author, the Night King.
I said you got to put a capital K on the king, apparently.
Yeah, so we got introduced to our last person on the squad on the squad 8, and we have now officially donned best girl this summer. Maki, right? Maki. Man, those of you guys who watched that episode, you know what she did. She took down our boy, yo. She took down our boy.
Oh man.
Yeah. She showed that third generation pyrokinesis don't mean squat.
Oh yeah. It's all about what's inside. Titles that mean little in the face of skill and precision, and that's definitely what Fire Force episode 2 showed. I love the fact that there doesn't seem to. There's a protagonist, obviously, but everyone else plays an equal role just from what episode 2 showed us. I love it. They don't even seem like sidetrack or side quest characters. Those are more RPG lovers. You guys know what I mean. But there's your main plot, and you got everybody else is secondary. But here, to my pleasant surprise, we've got every other character getting some major shine just in episode 2. So they're looking to step in the right direction.
Speaking of the protagonist of the show, that was interesting. Like we said before, we're not gonna go in huge spoilers. I don't want to ruin the show for anyone. The show is basically for discussion, and we can talk about the show. But this episode you think it had a somber tone to it? We got to know a little bit more about the captain and his reason for fighting those who get consumed by fire, and the respect that he shows not just for the victims, but the victims, people, the victim who combust and turn into these monsters, but the people that they leave behind,
Yeah, for sure.
Which was really, really cool. He told Shinra and Author, do not show your weapons out in public, and he told him the reason why. It does more psychological harm to the ones left behind than the ones you're fighting.
Yeah. I believe it's like a psychological and mental thing. You know, if you think about anime, period, you know, most of the time you see our hero protagonist, and he's kicking butt, he's taking names, and we, you know, hardly ever, you know, outside of like just clear antagonists or clear characters who are meant to be thrown in their way as an obstacle. You know, we really don't care about them. They're fodder. You know, what do we care? They just got beat. You know, that's all we know. But here, you know, we have a classic example of, you know, our enemies aren't just, you know, pleasure for our protagonist to show off his power, to, you know, to overpower, you know, and you think about fire, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it does. You know, it overpowers, it consumes whatever's in its way. So here we have, in my opinion, we got some symbolism here where those who have combusted, you know, as the synopsis goes, those who have combusted are clearly on fire. They're in some sort of, you know, state where, you know, we've got opposition, but they're more than just, you know, meat bags to be beaten. You know, they're more than just flames to be snuffed out. These are people. You know, imagine your loved one, you know, and they're compromised, and you're set in the shoes of, you know, the protagonist. You know, what would you do? You know, so I like that Fire Force is connecting on it's tugging at the heartstrings. You know, zing zing. I like that. I like that.
Right. You know, they got into, they breached the room, they got in, and you see the enemy. Dude's not fighting. Dude's sitting there. You know, the guy's just sitting there. Like, it's a stark contrast between from episode 1 to episode 2. Old guy on the train combusts. He comes out and he comes to his powers right then, just attacks. You know, this dude is literally sitting there looking at you, like he's sitting there looking at the team, and then looking kind of past the team at a photo of himself, his daughter, his wife, and not doing nothing, like just sitting there, you know. And they realized it, and they was like, okay, we can handle this differently, you know. It's not to just go in and beat him up, but it's send him on his way, you know, peacefully. You know, hey, dude, you held on, you know, you fought it. I know you're hurting, you know, so let me send you on your way, you know. Peacefully. Don't worry, your door will be fine, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And
this isn't a beat 'em up game, people. Don't just press a square button and get results. This is an in-depth, you know, RPG. You gotta make wise decisions, wise choices. There's always an alternative, you know. So that's you know, they went a different route from what we would normally see. It's not a wham bam thank you man. It's a reflective moment. It's a chance to, you know, really just get into it, you know, from the standpoint of someone who has lost and someone who is lost. You know, so major shout out to them for working that into the second episode. No doubt, you know, they had us on the rant, man. You know, we were gearing up to see just some action, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, let's introduce, you know, a new character. Let's introduce some new dynamics. And so I feel like it's like this huge jigsaw puzzle, man. They're putting it together piece by piece. I'm really liking the picture that they're showing us right now.
Good picture of the painting.
Yeah, it's really nice. And again, like the, you know, Fire Force itself is visually pleasing to the eye. It's a gorgeous anime, beautiful anime from every standpoint. You know, so the fact that they're doing this, they're not only, you know, tossing us or painting us a picture that our eyes are pleased with, but also one that our hearts and our, you know, just the concept of you know, empathy, you know, and the concept of understanding and loss. You know, they're painting a mental. So they're Fire Forces. It's fire. I'm sorry, again, there's at least one pun every show. I just go with it, people. Just go with it.
Right. So, you know, Ron and I have been, you know, it's 2 episodes in where we're already like been bombarding you guys with a lot of Fire Force, but there are, there'll be other animes that we kind of go a little bit in depth on. But this is the one that kind of kickstarted the podcast for us. So we have an affinity for it, basically. Fire Force can be seen every Friday on Crunchyroll and simul-dubbed on Funimation as well. So, speaking of dubs, Rising of the Shield Hero, the dub for it released Wednesday. That pretty much ends it right there, people.
I'm sad to see it go.
Best girl Ratalia, she took her bow this past Wednesday, and there was a rumor going around, they're talking about season 2 already, and I went looking. I went, oh crap, let's go.
I'm not one for threats, man, but I need my dose. I need the next show here. So now, for me, to whoever creator, you're out there listening, you got a guy who's sitting here rocking back and forth, man, with his arms crossed over his chest, like I'm waiting for the next episode. So please, it's for me.
Yeah, we hope this happens. The world hopes it happens, really, because that anime took the world by storm, and I really hope that it does not just end with season 1. And we all know that anime is designed for you to go read the manga. So whether if you rocking the app Manga Rock, whatever way you read your manga, I totally suggest you read the manga. But also hope for season 2.
For sure.
But speaking of dubs, this goes into our discussion question. How does one prefer to watch their anime? Whether it be, I'm totally sub only, bruh, or but I like the dubs, or you're in between. I will let you know how I feel at the end. So sub versus dub has been that big debate that's gone on for years. Whether you're most people who say they're sub only are known as anime purists. They want to watch their anime in the original form that it came in, and that it being dubbed lessens the experience, because one, you have gotten yourself hooked on the voice actors you heard, and this is the voice that I hear when I think of this character, and that when it's dubbed in another language, it they took this word out, or they changed this whole phrase because of they couldn't translate it, or they didn't get the joke. But then you get some cases where it's an awesome 1-to-1 translation between the sub and the dub, and you give props to that American voice actor who put their all into playing this part, with the right inflection, that was done in the original, So a couple also another case for sub onlys is, I know Japanese, or I know Japanese, and I like to hear the Japanese, or they don't get that emotional punch. From another actor taking that role than they would in the original. But then you have dub onlys who go, hey, I like to watch my anime dub. I want to hear, totally see and understand what's being presented to me. I don't want to read the subtitles. I feel like it distracts, from the anime, from the visuals. And then you have those who don't care. Anime in itself is an art form. I love it sub or dub. and that's me. I am the type who will anime. I get my anime subbed and dubbed. I watch it subbed because that's the original form it came out in, and I still I appreciate the. And if I like it, I love the anime regardless. You know, like, dude, this anime. Oh man, Rising the Shield Hero was total crap, man. Now he's the best dude ever. Ratalia is best girl. No, hands down. No one can touch her.
This is facts, actually.
Yeah, and then and then you hear, oh, it's being simuldubbed. So hey, I will go back. You know, even though the anime is 6 episodes in, I'll go back to episode 1 just to watch it again and listen to. Hey, I wonder who they got to play now for me. Hey, I wonder who they got to play Ratalia. You know,
yeah.
There are a bunch of American voice actors that I love, and if they play a character, the anime is the shit right off the bat. You know.
Yeah, I don't care who it is, man. If I hear Johnny Young Bosch over any anime character, really, like that's he's an easy choice, but a good choice. Yeah, in my opinion. Steve Blum, he's another one who just really stands out. You know, who else? Quentin Flynn. I don't think he's done as much anime as just cartoons, period, but I really like his voice as well. So yeah, there's some really good English voice actors who do anime justice. I mean, serious justice. I mean, have you heard Spike Spiegel on Outlaw Star? Like, come on. Only Cowboy Bebop. I'm sorry, but like, dude, like it's hard to differentiate for me. So now we both can agree subs are an emotional case when it comes to voice acting, right?
Right.
You know,
right.
So I feel that English voice actors pull it off very well in a lot of cases. Are there some cases where you don't get as much? Yeah, of course. But you know, overall, I think they do an appropriate job. I mean, my biggest example, for me personally, is Goku in Dragon Ball Z. If you ever hear the Japanese, and he's, you know, they're fighting, all you hear is, you know, or if he takes damage, it's, you know. But the English version, he actually grunts, groans. You know, you can hear the rise and fall of his character and so on and so forth. So I think I like the sub, but I like the dub a little bit better. And the reverse happens depending on the show. You know, but I think we all again can agree on the fact that Inuyasha is definitely a horrible example of this because you only hear 2 names almost in the entire series: Kagome, Inuyasha. So it really just depends. So. Oh God, I just thought of something. I'm gonna corner this anime for the sheer fact that when I started watching it, it almost turned me off from the entire series. Please leave a comment, leave a message, leave a voice message, or whatever you have to. But I'm pretty sure that we can all agree that if Naruto said "believe it" one more time, we would have thrown whatever device it was we were listening on. Okay, and that's my piece. That's my piece. It was so bad. It was so bad.
And Naruto is the quintessential smoking gun, so to speak. When you kind of bring up that whole notion of sub versus dub, like, man, Naruto is like, it was so horrible to hear the English voice actor, and so okay, cool, get past season 1, and then you fell in love with Naruto and his voice actor, you know, because the word "believe it" disappeared.
Oh God.
And it got replaced with, you know, hey, that's my ninja way. That's my ninja way. But he didn't. It wasn't that phrase wasn't beaten down your throat as much as "believe it" was. But yeah, I mean, there's a slew of voice actors that I totally love. Like anything with Brittany Kobosky in it. I don't know. It's the best anime ever. Like, yeah. I mean, she plays like Miki from Parasite. She did Icarus from Heaven's Lost Property. She's Wendy from Fairy Tail. I mean, I mean, she's a very, 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 very versatile actor, which which I love. Um,
Yeah.
Monica Rawl, Bulma, um, from Dragon Ball, of course. And you said Goku, like Sean Schimmel. That's how I heard. Goku in Dragon Ball Z. Sean Schimmel was Goku. That's the voice that I recognized. Uh, Christopher Sagai. All Might, Vegeta. You know,
Those guys got some serious pipes on them, don't they?
yeah,
Yeah, see, and
yeah.
that's another thing. As far as the voice acting, people say that the dub is generally inferior, but I mean, if you've heard even just Dragon Ball Z by itself, Goku, Vegeta, the effort, the amount of effort they have to put in for cries and power ups and so on and so forth, man, like you gotta respect it. It might not be the original, but you gotta admit for them to put their chops up to the test, man, and bring us some quality. Yeah, I mean as much quality as you could think Dragon Ball Z is, powering up for 8 episodes, but still, for the 8 episodes, they're putting in a lot of voice work, and I don't think, if I'm to be quite honest, a lot of people probably they don't have what it takes to do something like that, to shout and scream into a mic for God knows how long, So you gotta respect the voice actors, man, especially for the dubs. I mean, so I'm not saying subs don't go hard, they do, but the dubs, man, you gotta give them equal opportunity and equal props, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like dubs, American dub voice actors put is just as much hard work, passion, and believability. Excuse me, believability. Sorry, check my own word. Um, than as the original Japanese artists do. I mean, take a lot of the hate to say it. Take a lot of the itchy, take a lot of the fan service driven animes. Monster Musume and Trinity 7 and High School TXT.
Had to throw it out there, didn't you?
I mean, take all those animes into account. Both sets, the Japanese voice actor and the American voice actors, they have to play those parts, with the same fervor, with the same fervor. I went to Animazement, went to the Funimation booth, talked to one of the social media teams, and I picked up what was that I had in my hand? I think Heaven Plus Property in my hand, and we were talking about some other stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, have you watched Monster Musume?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "So have you watched the dub?" And I went, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, dude, it's cool. You can admit it." I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, I did." And
I'm a filthy casual. I admit it. Why?
Yeah. And she's like, "Yeah, she says she was in the recording booth while they were doing it, and she's like, those girls brought it." And I was like, yes, they totally did.
For sure.
And I was like, yeah, they totally did. I have so much respect for voice actors and the fact that they can say these lines and do these parts, and God knows how many times they have to do the takes before before they they break in the booth. They bust out laughing and stuff like that in the booth. At Anime Expo, Sword Art Online, they did a panel for Alliesation and getting ready to celebrate the 10th anniversary, which, if you check out the WeChat Instagram page, I posted a pic of the 10-year anniversary poster they had at Anime Expo. So Kirito and his crew, 10 years of swordplay, 10 years of waifus. I mean, they even had administrator up there and all her beautiful glory too. I was like, oh God, you were best girl. And at Crunchyroll Expo, either it's going to start or it has. The cast and crew of Shield Hero is going to be there, so the voice actor of Malty is going to be there. So they're like, oh, evil best girl,
I'm gonna try my best not to just give her the meanest side eye. I blame you. I know that voice actors get a lot of heat, just for the characters that they play, and I try to keep them apart, man. But some of them, you love to hate them. And again, this is something you guys can definitely, that is a side question that, Brian, have for you guys. Who or what character in anime, either sub or dub, just grinds your gears when you hear their voice? Just the simple fact that they exist, they come on screen, and you hear the Japanese or the English actor. Let me know. Post a comment, post a video. I definitely want to relate. Say even if I don't know who it is, I want the chance to check them out and hate them as much as you do. So, WeebChatRadio, man, we're all about equal opportunity, right?
Right.
So yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Speaking of sending messages, hey guys, if you're listening on Anchor FM, you can leave voice messages to the show, and I'll pick a good one and play it on. I'll play it on the show if I can. So, So going back to last week's question, what was your gateway anime? And this week's show question, how do you watch anime? Sub or dub? And Brian's question, what anime character grinds your gears?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no clear-cut answer to that question, sub versus dub. It's all a personal preference. It's all, how did you receive the anime? What did you get out of it? By watching the anime, were you completely immersed in the world that this show is presenting to you? Did it build the world for you? Did you feel something for the character? And when the show ends, do you still have that feeling? Does it leave you feeling empty? Does it leave you feeling happy? Does it make you scream out wanting more? But yeah, it's just a straight up preference. Like I said, I'm a tweener. I watch both sub and dub. Yeah. So, and yes, I got past Naruto saying believe it. I got past watching Dragon Ball Super and finding out that Goku's voice actress is a female and has been one for over 30 years. Yeah. I felt the pain that they felt when Bulma's original voice actor died last year, and Monica Raw, she sent out that poignant message. Hey, though you and I hadn't really met, we are connected through this character Bulma. And when Super finally comes back, not even Super, but watching the Broly movie. And even when Super comes back, if Dragon Ball comes back, hearing Bulma's replacement, and her replacement is the voice of Amy from Sailor Moon, in the original Japanese cut of Sailor Moon, wondering how she is going to do Bulma. Is she going to try to do a 1-for-1 kind of copy, or is she going to put her own spin on Bulma? And if the American voice actor of Bulma decides, hey, I'm done, and they recast her, how is this person going to do? So I get it from both sides. I understand, sub onlys. I understand dub onlys. I don't feel like I'm the only oddity in the world that watches both.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch Food Wars all 3 seasons. Season 4. Season 4. Season 4 comes out in October. Food Wars has been dubbed already through Sentai Works and High Dive, and now Toonami has it. And I'm sitting back and watching Food Wars like I dubbed, like I've never watched it before, and still rooting for Soma and watching Ariana will like have her convulsions, when she's eating this food and stuff. Like, oh shit!
Oh, food wars, you say? I guess it would be important that there are seasons to the show. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, food wars, seasoning, food. You know what? I'm done. Okay, that was this last one. I promise there will not be any fun. Maybe one. Maybe two next episode. Who knows? Just stick with me. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, I think that sub and dubs are both, they're viable, or they're great options. Because I mean, think about it. Like you have your favorite anime, or what could be your favorite anime, and we want to be moved, as when we watch an anime. We don't want someone's voice to just dilute and ruin the experience. Anime are great for cliffhangers, epic moments and explanations of attacks and what just happened. I mean, we've all been there. Huge explosion, the main character's in the middle of it. We think they're dead. All of a sudden, they've got a new transformation, and they're standing in the middle of it, and someone's got to explain, right? Someone's got to talk about what just happened. Oh man, he just transformed. We want it to be delivered in a pleasing way. We want the entire thing to be explained. We want to get hype. We want to get that build up. And for Japanese and English actors, both, any voice actor who steps into the booth and puts their mouth up to a mic, man, it's equally important to give it your all. I mean, that could make or break a scene, and if a scene is broken, we don't want to read it. We don't want to watch it anymore. There goes your viewer base. So I think it's just as WeebChatRadio is a labor of love for us, it should be in a lot of cases it is a labor of love for voice actors. So whether you love sub in its original form, or whether you love dub because you understand that you don't have to do subtitles, one thing is clear, people: we want to be moved and we want to be excited about what's going on the screen. So it's all equally important.
That's right. That's right. And we would totally love to hear from you guys on this topic. Are you sub only? Are you dub only? Are you me? Are you both? So yeah, hit us up. Leave a voice message. Jump on Twitter under ChatWeeb at ChatWeeb, and just say let us know how you feel about it. Instagram and Facebook, on the Facebook page. And if you do a voice message, best one, I'll play it on the show. So I'll play it on the show. And I think going back to Paula's suggestion about doing a Patreon page is Brian, I'm asking you point blank, what do you feel about doing a not really a patron tier, but $1? Hey, cool. Thank you for like what we do. But like $5, they get to be on the show.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm always down for interaction. Me personally, of course, we want to give you guys quality content, that is deserving of any monetary thing. So there's definitely incentives involved. This is WeebChatRadio. This is made by Patrick and us for you. So we want to give you guys a platform. We want to give you the ability to do much more. And resources gathered is always appreciated and welcomed. Definitely something that we would like to look into because, like I said, we do this because we love it, and we would love to be able to heighten the experience and give you guys greater content, greater avenues to go down while we do it. And we would love to have some guests. Maybe even have you guys, since we're talking sub and dub, maybe have someone on here who does a great impression of Vegeta or Goku. I think that'd be pretty wild to do.
Cut the rods.
I am the principal of Saiyans. Nah. You write down the Yu Yu Hakusho. Hi, I'm What? You know?
Oh God.
So I think that would be fun. Just an interactive experience, man. But yeah, that would definitely be love.
Okay, that's cool. That's something to think about. All right, guys. So that is it. This is episode 2 of WeebChatRadio. It's been real to kind of throw in our thoughts on this little hot button issue.
Oh man, this has been a debate for many years, and I've seen enthusiasts from both sides, man, so I'm definitely looking forward to hearing people's thoughts or listening to various thoughts on the matter. I mean, we're not going to judge. This is a judge-free zone. You got people who like Neon Genesis Evangelion, and that's a pretty disturbing show. You like it? Hey, we love it.
Hey, man, I love Evangelion, man.
That's a whole bucket conversation for another time.
Right. All right. But, hey, so T-minus, what, a week and some odd days? What, a week from 5th Saturday coming up?
Yeah.
GalaxyCon 2019, Raleigh, North Carolina. WeebChatRadio will be present.
He will be in the building, so you get to see these handsome faces and hear these smooth, put you to sleep, put you to bed voices. And if you see us, if you happen to listen to the podcast at all, or if you just hear about us by word of mouth, man, don't be afraid. Say hello, wave to us, say what's up. Yeah, we'd love to get a word, or even maybe a picture if we're not shy. If we're looking correct. Would love to just socialize with you guys and mingle among cosplayers and sub listeners and dub listeners and tweeners and alike. So definitely, if you see us, we will definitely let you know that we're there and who we are. So if you see us, wait. We're more than happy to talk.
Yeah, I totally plan on doing some Instagram posts like right before we take off. We leave for GalaxyCon. Do some. Going to test out the Instagram TV option. So do some video on that and
makeup on set.
Right. And Brian's going to interview some cosplayers. So it's going to be cool. Basically, we're not going to be intrusive. We're going to say, "Hey guys, can we talk to you? What's your cosplay? What's the inspiration behind it? Why do you like this character? Stuff like that." So nothing too intrusive. We're gonna have a cool little gallery for something. Put up on social media, and going to check out the merch tables, and going to check out some of the panels. Can't wait to go back to the Funimation 18 plus party.
We chat after hours. I mean, I'm just kidding.
We chat after dark. Yes. But
who's best wife of them?
Right. So if you gonna totally post what we look like. So if you see me running around with a camera, chasing Brian, that's us. But hey man, it's gonna be a good time. I'm first time kind of doing a correspondent thing instead of being me a total nerd going, "Ooh, I'm gonna buy this, It's gonna be cool. But Brian, hey man, thank you for joining me for another show, my friend.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me. And guys, just one more thing about the con. I know the Kirito swords are tempting to buy. You buy them every time you go. Just say no. Go buy something else, because it's okay to have more than 6 katanas, but anything more than like 11, you're pushing it. I'm just kidding, guys. But now this has been a true pleasure, and I look forward to hearing you guys, really getting to interact with you guys as far as today's discussion and episode 1's discussion. Approach us, let us know, like us, follow us, and we will be in touch, when we hear from you guys.
All right, guys. That's it. There's no more. There is no more. Until next week. This is Patrick Whitehead and
Brian. Whatever time you guys are listening, good morning, good afternoon, good night from WeebChatRadio.
See you later, guys.
Later.